The Raptors failed to contain the Detroit Pistons as they fall short, 127-121. Welcome to the Scotia Club inside Scotiabank Arena. I'm Randy Urban, and this is Raptors Nightcap. Tonight we're joined by, begrudgingly, Sherman Hamilton, Leo Rautins, and Jack Armstrong.
Can I show Jack?
Can I say something right off the bat?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Sherm's here, right?
Wow.
I say to him, "You gonna eat that?" He says, "Why don't you just shut up and eat your sushi?" That's what he said. That's what he just says to
See,
me.
that's why I started the show that
They
way.
bring a whole tray of sushi for one person.
Not from one person.
Enjoy
If you
your
choose
sushi.
not to eat it, that's not
I'll
my
die
problem.
if I eat it.
Oh.
I know they get great ratings, but no, I'm not doing it.
Did you do a live?
That's what I'm saying. If I put some of that in my mouth, ratings will go through the roof.
So, but that's okay.
This is okay.
All right, go.
You got
You know
enough.
Sherm can't have peanuts, right?
Thank you, Jack.
I know.
Somebody cares.
I've been with Sherman.
I care.
Who was there? Who was there?
You were there.
Thank
But
you.
you seem to
You're
have
not even
forgotten.
giving me a fist.
You seem to have forgotten.
What?
I care. I just didn't know if I want you on the show anymore, just from what happened earlier. We'll talk about it
It's
later.
just a caller. It's just one call.
All right, let's talk about this. Jack, the Raptors really couldn't contain Detroit's offense, which is a surprising thing. What was going on there defensively?
Well, I said this during the game. I think I said it at the start of the third quarter. Now they're 2-6 at home. You know, I've learned this with young teams sometimes when they play at home. They get to a point, they get caught up in performing at home rather than competing at home. And I think there were times tonight where they go up, Leo, and then they let them right back in again. Go up, let them back in. And the longer you let a younger team, an opponent that's struggling,
Hanging around.
it takes away the advantage you have of
What
playing
happens
here.
on the road? You fight. You can't relax on the road.
You're urgent.
At
You have
home,
urgency.
Yeah, at home, you get up a little bit. All right, the crowd's going. We chill out a little bit. And all of a sudden, Detroit's boom, right back.
Yeah.
Sir, what did you see there?
I mean, yes, I see all those things, and I have to credit Detroit, too. I thought Detroit,
And they played well.
they played well. They made some good, I mean,
You like wings?
Cade, I'm a fan of him. Cade Cunningham, I mean, he made some big plays down the stretch.
Against OG Anunoby, who's a hell of a defender.
Phenomenal defender. You know, Killian Hayes made some big shots. Jeremy Grant. I mean, this team played well, and the timing of it's not good for the Raptors, where, you know, you're having a game where you go up, you're supposed to take care of it, but this young team won't let go. And now you're in a dogfight, and when a team like that feels like they can win, you could see down the stretch they were confident offensively. They weren't worried about how we're going to score. They just knew they were going to put the ball in the basket.
Raps couldn't get critical stops.
What'd you think of Cade?
You know, he settled a lot tonight for threes, but then late, I mentioned that with Sherm, you know, there were two possessions where he got OG Anunoby, and he went to work on him. And again, Anunoby's a terrific defender. So, I mean, his dribble moves and his ability to get to the basket was really in pressure time. So he kind of elevated his game in the big moment. And I thought Jeremy Grant, they got him involved a lot, mid-screen and roll. The Raptors were sending extra defenders. And Detroit, they had over 30 assists tonight. They really moved the ball well tonight.
Yeah, what'd you think of Cade?
Of what?
Cade.
You know what? He's okay. I like his overall skill level. I like the way he thinks the game. I think he's a little passive. Now that could be from he's missed time, he's coming back from injury.
Yeah.
But even in college, there were times I thought that he kind of laid a little bit too far back because he, as you saw at the end of the game, when he attacked OG,
he's good.
OG's not a joke on defense.
No.
So when you can go at him, there were times in the game I thought that he could be more aggressive because he has that ability, right? And it's almost like he's kind of pacing himself a little bit. I'd like to see him just be more aggressive, but you know he's a talent.
Sure, as far as the Raptors offense, it felt like they were a little bit more cohesive and they were playing pretty well, but you missed 11 free throws. They went 20 for 31 from the free throw line. You make half of those, you think it's a different game?
Well, it can
Half
be
of
a
those
different.
it
can be a different game. The fact is, they got to the free throw line. That's a positive.
Right.
You want them to make more, but I think there was more to it. I thought, you know, for a team that I think over the years has predicated their success on moving the basketball, there were junctions of the game where it got a bit static, and the ball got stationary, and some shots were taken, and defensive balance wasn't there. And this is something that I've noticed in terms of the fluidity they played with in the past, as opposed to just early parts of the season, a couple possessions where you see it in a game and they get hurt by it. I think this is a team that has to move the ball. They got to make free throws and get there, but they've got to continue to move the basketball and get people involved and make the defense shift. They become too predictable at times when they get stationary with the basketball.
Well, and part of that is this team has to hang its hat on defense, right? So they have to play off of their defense. We see the games on the road they've won. What do they do? They played off of their defense. And in this game, and again, give Detroit credit. I mean, they couldn't stop Detroit. Detroit put up 127 points.
And that's my point. I'll never forget when Masai Ujiri was hired. It's quite a while ago now. He said, we have to make this building really uncomfortable. It's got to be hell for people to play here. And, in the 8 games they played, and again, they were in Tampa all last year. I don't think they're making it hell on people. And that comes from your defense and that urgency, that consistency, because as you said, Sherm, there are times they do get a little stagnant offensively. So in order to not be stagnant offensively, the defense has got to be so good, so on point to then create the style they need to play at. Because right now, when they can't get in that style, they struggle.
Different game.
Leo, you said before the game that Pascal had to slow down. Did you see that from him today?
Yeah, no, I was impressed with that. The one word I used in the postgame, I saw a lot of poise.
Yeah.
So, he can create mistakes. You can be aggressive and rush. Whereas he played, I thought, with poise, let the game come to him, was aggressive, but saw what was going on out there, had a complete overall game. The only thing I still worry about, and this is not just this season, it's past the fouls. He's got to realize, hey, I'm long, I'm quick, I can stay in front of people, get a hand up, I don't have to reach, I don't have to foul, I don't have to block your shot, but I can make everything you do really difficult with my length and quickness. If he does that, he can stay on the floor, and I think that's really important for him.
Sherm, what did you like from him?
I like the fact that he was aggressive. I mean, aggressive without being forceful. And again, his matchups tonight were very favorable. I mean, they defended him with Isaiah Stewart at times, and he had to gap him. So Pascal had the ability to use the jab series and create space and raise up and knock down shots. Then, if they put a Sadiq Bey on him, he needed to get to a spot and elevate over the top. So it was a good game for him from a matchup perspective, be able to kind of operate on different levels and still have success. But I liked his aggressiveness. And I think when a guy is coming back from injury, once he knows his body's not going to fail him,
yes,
he can start to get back to the things that he knows he can do. And I think Pascal is gradually making his way back to that.
You feel like he's back, Jack?
Well, I feel like he is at a great level tonight, so I'm very confident that he will get on the road and play well. So I think it's a big development. I think the other part of that is, Fred VanVleet, Precious Achua, Yuta Watanabe. When this team is completely healthy, and you're hoping, knock wood, that maybe they can be that on the road. Chris Boucher went out late. What will that team look like? And in my opinion, I think you can even all the more hang your hat on your defense because you have that much depth. You can say, hey, man, you want to take a play off? You don't play.
Right. Leo, I thought Trent Jr. played well, exceptionally well in the first quarter. Fell off a little bit. The defense was tight on him, but feels like he's settling into that starting shooting guard role.
He's an explosive player. The only thing I'd like to see, and I actually like his handle, the way he creates some opportunities, getting into it, coming back. I would just like to see him not, like he has these streaks, right? He'll get, 5, 10, 8 10 points quickly. And then all of a sudden there's nothing for a while.
Yeah.
Just a little, I'd rather have 4, 4, 4 each quarter as opposed to 10, 0. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more consistency. But I like what he can bring to the table for this team. And I think he complements those guys pretty well because he does a lot off the dribble when kind of things get stuck.
Sure, for me, this is like a game you got to get. I mean, for everyone here, it's a game you got to get, especially what's coming up, right? Like, you got 6 in a row on the road. It's not going to be easy.
Well, no, it's not going to be easy. But it seems like this team enjoys being on the road more than at home.
I'm confident.
I think, this is a team that
It's like
can
Jack
win.
likes being on the road more than
Well, when you see this team play, I mean, why you gotta out him like that?
I'm just kidding.
He's just doing his job.
Yo, I'm just kidding.
He's a road warrior. This guy.
Yeah.
Sitting there quietly.
This is my buddy
That's
right here.
people, man. And then show them love after the fact. But I think this team has been so good on the road that they're confident going on the road. It's not going to be easy, but they know how to win on the road. And in Tampa, they were on the road all year last year, so they understand that environment. Having said that, to me, there's an element on the road that good teams have. And you know, the recipe is play well at home, win at least 50% of your games, close to 50% on the road, you're going to have a good season. They flipped the script right now. They're going to have to catch up at home, but on the road, I have a confidence in this team that they're going to do well. I mean, coming back 4-2 on this road trip, 5-1, it's possible.
And let's not forget.
It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but with the way they play on the road, would we really be surprised if it came back?
No,
if they
not
came
at
back
all.
4-2? Yeah, I think it's.
And the other point too is like, hey, you know, Goran Dragic, I think, did a great job considering he hasn't played.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good point.
He was a real pro in
He
this
has two
game.
great defensive possessions down the stretch.
And that third quarter kind of a spark, but you know, you don't have Fred. And Detroit has been a thorn in the Raptors' side. So not having Fred in this game certainly hurt. You know.
Did you like how Goran played in his?
Played very well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard.
Yeah.
There was a point where he was grabbing his shorts. He had played 17 minutes.
Yeah.
He was saying to Nick Nurse, I got to come out.
Yeah.
He left it out there tonight. He's a good player. And, you know, bottom line, 2 years ago, the Miami Heat I love Jimmy Butler. They don't get to the NBA Finals without Goran Dragic.
Yeah.
He's good.
For sure. Sherman, you want that?
I'm good.
All right.
No, it's
Save it for the host.
You know what's one of the worst things?
What?
When a guy says you have yours, then he lets it just get cold
Yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
not eat
You
it.
got to finish that.
It's a courtesy to say no. I'm not going to eat it. You can have it.
Our host, Randy Irvin, likes it as well.
At some point in time, you'll get me something I like to eat.
Do you want this?
He does. He enjoys this.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I promise we're going to get Jackson cheese
So
and
you just
crackers
want to let
next.
it get cold so I can't
Cheese
enjoy
and
it.
crackers, please.
Next game for the Raptors Monday night.
Cookies, please.
Sunday
I'll
night.
take that, too.
10 p.m. Eastern in Portland. We will see you then.